severe on everyone you meet. They come on the street, they give their lives. We are the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, feds and degenerates, cuckolds of all ages, it's time. For Mild's Culture Plate. I am your host, Mild Kevin Miles, and I'd like to welcome you all to my humble show. It is Wednesday, July 16th, 2025, and you're locked in for the next little bit over an hour as we go through news and information and propaganda. Oh, folks, it's quite the week. Still haven't gotten the dang soundboard fixed yet, but let's do this. Let's jump into some news articles. Why don't we? So yeah, everybody having some good weather out there. By enjoying the various heat waves across the United States. Well, one place I'm glad I'm not right now is Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, we saw this story go viral over the last couple days. And again, we like to start off, if we can, with some more lighthearted stuff or end with lighthearted stuff, one of the two. But I do kind of like to ease into some of the more graphic stuff. So let's start with a lighthearted story. A lot of people were posting this kind of stuff on social media about this next story. Is Uno actually coming to a Las Vegas casino? Well, sort of. Uno's coming to a Las Vegas casino, but if you're looking to gamble on the card game, you may want to play a reverse. A long favorite game among friend groups and family members, Uno will be available this weekend at a Las Vegas casino for a first of its kind, quote, elevated social experience. The Palms Casino Resort and Mattel announced a joint news release in May. But entry to the event is limited and money won't be at stake. Mattel confirmed to USA Today on July 14th, clarifying that speculation on social media that casino goers could gamble on the game. One of the memes I saw was essentially, could you imagine having your rent money on the table and then the guy next to you slaps down a skip? Here's what to know. Mattel's opening the doors to the Uno Social Club at the Palms Friday to Sunday with plans to debut more across the country. Entry submissions ran through June 19th, so yeah, you can't get in now. We created social clubs to reimagine what a game night can be, bringing people together for real-world fun, connection, and a bit of friendly competition, said Ray Adler, head of games at Mattel. Uno Social Club in Las Vegas is just the beginning. The temporary experience at the Palms gives one winner and a guest a chance to stay, play, and go wild. So it is kind of like gambling. You pay to get in, and you could win something. It is kind of gambling. The suite also includes a game host to shuffle the deck and private bowling alley, according to Mattel. Suite games tables will also be stocked with a plethora of Uno games, including new extensions for even more spirited competition. To enter the contest, fans were asked to post a creative TikTok video using Mattel's new Uno reverse card filter and the hashtags Uno Social Club and Mattel Contest. Participants had to have been 21 and older and residents of the U.S. And so here's a Facebook post. Rumors come to our attention that there will be Uno tables on the casino floors in Vegas. Sounds wild. I hate to be the bearers of bad news, but the casino floor isn't ready for us yet. We've been told that they do not have, while they do have tight security, it's not robust enough for Uno. This isn't a reverse card. While we get this sorted out, the Uno Social Club is rolling out to bars in LA, New York, Chicago, and Atlanta, and Austin this August. And then do any other states offer casino Uno games? Yavama Casino in California announced Uno as a table game in April. The wait is finally over as of today, April 1st, April Fool's Day. Fuck. Please use Draw 4 responsibly. They got to hire more security. Yeah, I wonder if USA Today realizes this was an April Fool's joke. Yeah, this was obviously an April Fool's joke. All right. We have Shut Up, I Can Cook chiming in over there on the YouTube. Cheers and welcome. Gotta love our YouTube friends, even if you're using a platform that gears its content for transgenders. Yeah, I'm eating on stream. So, did y'all see Elmo? Did y'all see Elmo on the Twitter? The official. Cookie says, Mild, please show me before chat, sir. I have no idea what you're asking me to do. I don't know what you're asking me to do. Elmo says, fuck those. Yeah, Donald Trump is Netanyahu's puppet because he's in the Epstein files. Those people control the world and need to be yeeted. Release the files at real Donald Trump, child humper, and then, of course, kill all those people. This was on the official Elmo account. Obviously, those with Sesame Workshop have said that the account had been hacked. Eat mild. I love seeing men eat. Show my first chat. Okay. Mild, please show me before chat, sir. Okay. All right. So yeah, the memes, there were memes. The memes just they wrote themselves. They wrote themselves. Oh, excuse me. Oh. But yes, the account appears to have been gotten control of, and those tweets have since been deleted. So no more love from Elmo. No more love from Elmo. No more hate from Elmo, I should say. All right, what do we got going on here? Let's bounce over to CNN for some more important news. As Louisiana police chiefs are among those arrested in a bribery scheme to help foreign nationals get visas. A group of current and former Louisiana police chiefs and the operator of a Subway sandwich shop. Okay, I posted again. Stop censoring me, mild. Okay. I don't know what you mean. Cookie says, white Americans unleash this with 19th women voting. Okay, 19 women voting. Gotcha. Accused of colluding in a decade-long scheme to falsify police reports to help foreign nationals get visas meant for crime victims or witnesses. A federal grand jury returned a 62-count indictment charging 2 police chiefs, a former police chief, a marshal, and the restaurant owner on charges including bribery, mail fraud, money laundering, conspiracy, and immigration fraud. The scheme focused on getting U visas, which allow foreign nationals without any official status to stay in the U.S. in certain circumstances when they're victims or witnesses of crimes. Acting U.S. Attorney Alexander Van Hook of the Western District of Louisiana said, U visas are important in helping law enforcement solve cases, Van Hook said, but the U.S. limits the number of U visas that can be issued, and fraudulent applications can prevent legitimate crime victims or witnesses from getting a visa. The store operator allegedly paid $5,000 to officers to create false police reports claiming dozens of people were victims of crimes. The collusion allegedly took place from December of 2015 to July 2025. Oh, damn decade. The prosecutor's office said. The defendant's charges include Subway sandwich store operator Chandrakant Lala Patel of Oakdale, charged with bribery, mail fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy to commit visa fraud. Oakdale Police Chief Chad Doyle, charged with visa fraud, mail fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy to commit visa fraud. Michael Freck Slaney, a marshal in Oakdale, charged with visa fraud, mail fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy to commit visa fraud. Police Chief Glenn Dixon of Forest Hill, Louisiana, charged with visa fraud, mail fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy to commit fraud. Thibaut Oniche, former police chief of Glenmore, Louisiana, who's charged with visa fraud, mail fraud, and conspiracy to commit visa fraud. If convicted, they face up to 5 years in prison on the conspiracy charge, 10 years on the visa fraud charges, and up to 20 years on the mail fraud charge, If convicted of bribery, Patel faces up to 10 years of prison. Cheers and welcome to good friend Cool Frog. Peace. Peace, my friend. And Cookie says, mild 19th Amendment white boy, I am being censored, off to eat. Yes, Cookie, the 19th Amendment. Cookie's very supportive of the 19th Amendment. All right. Anyway, let's do a gunshot for Cookie since she's leaving to eat. And then let's do the Law and Order for good old. There we go. Thank you, Cool Frog and Cookie. Let's go back to this CNN article. The armed robberies never took place. Large number of armed robberies of people that were not from Louisiana and in our smaller communities in Louisiana, and defendants were alleging those people were victims of armed robberies. In fact, the armed robberies never took place, and those listed in applications were never victims of crime. Instead, these people would pay Patel, who would in turn pay Doyle, Slaney, Dixon, and Onishe to create false police reports so that fraudulent visa applications could be submitted to the U.S. government. Hey, we got the Craig Allen OG in the chat over on Rumble.
You're goddamn right.
Cheers and welcome. Cookie says, I am 100% woman despite what insane white women say. That's exactly what a dude would say. That's exactly what a transgender would say. And since you're on YouTube, I have to just assume you're transgender. Got Cyrene Pickle. Cheers and welcome. Good seeing you in the chat over on Rumble. Good seeing you. Good seeing you. All right. Always. Okay. Patel himself was granted a U visa in 2023 based on his alleged status as a victim of armed robbery. The indictment also lists the first initials and last names of 24 alleged victims, all who have the surname Patel. Wow, imagine that. 25 people in one little area of Louisiana, all named Patel, all victims of armed robbery. It was not immediately clear if any of those foreign nationals are related to the Subway store operator. And almost 200 law enforcement officers executed 11 search warrants Tuesday as part of the investigation, Homeland Security Special Agent in charge Eric DeLon said. 2 of the police chiefs were arrested while attending a conference in Baton Rouge Tuesday. Van Hook said it's possible that hundreds of visa applicants might be involved and the investigation isn't over. This is a very, very significant case. It's not 2 or 3 people. There are hundreds of names, and we'll get more of those as the case unwinds in court. When I'm saying there's hundreds of names, those visas were approved. Cookie says, hush, white boy, you got a woman, be loyal to her. Did I get a raid or did all y'all just find me naturally? That's awesome. We got a good little audience today. Got a woman be loyal to. I'm very loyal. I'm an extremely loyal person. Just ask my 3 ex-wives. I'm just kidding. I only have 1 actual ex-wife and 2 other women who are baby mamas. But all right. So let's get in. Speaking of baby mamas, let's get into some news here. Rusty Rivers says, I will be in and out working on a shop project with a deadline, so here's your thumb. All right. Well, let's do it.
Do it.
All right, we got the thumb. Yes, and like Rusty Rivers, please go ahead and everybody click that thumb. That big old thumb right there. Just click it. Click it. It costs nothing to click a thumb. All right, so there's been some internet buzz. I usually don't get into this kind of bullshit, but there's been some celebrity bullshit news buzz around Chip and Joanna Gaines of the Magnolia Network under fire for including a same-sex couple in their show. Backlash toward Chip and Joanna Gaines' new Magnolia Network reality series Back to the Frontier has put a spotlight on their sprawling lifestyle empire. The couple was criticized last weekend after Chip promoted the new series, which features three families living like pioneers. People flooded his post promoting the show with frustrations over a same sex couple being cast as one of the three couples on the series. Reverend Franklin Graham, president of Samaritan's Purse and the Billy Graham Evangelicalistic Association, called the casting decision very disappointing. While we are to love people, we should love them enough to tell them the truth of God's word, he wrote on social media. His word is absolute truth. God loves us, and his design for marriage is between one man and one woman. Promoting something that God defines as a sin is in itself sin. Chip was quick to respond to the criticism on X. Talk, ask questions, listen, maybe learn. Too much to ask of modern American Christian culture. Judge first, understand later / never. It's a sad Sunday when non-believers have never been confronted with hate or vitriol until they're introduced to a modern American Christian. So just kind of dodging the point. The Gaines first game Vane 10 years ago when they're on HDTV series Fixer Upper, blah, blah, blah. 5 seasons, blah, blah, blah. They have a bunch of businesses in Texas. More businesses in Texas. They also have a magazine, lifestyle books, and shit they're selling at Target. And oh, look, a hotel. Yeah, I give no fuck. So apparently, yeah, it's not the Christian. So from what I understand, these people have sort of modeled themselves as some sort of reality show Christian family. Yeah. Anywho, not important. But it just goes to show that some news stories are just fucking completely pointless. And of course, there are people on TV that let other gay people be on TV. So I don't know. I mean, Christians stay mad. I mean, all we could do is like literally just turn the TV off. Like literally just instead of crying about it and posting about it on social media where your algorithm is boosting their shit, like literally just go up, turn your TV off. Instead, you know, there are other things Christians can be upset about, right? There are more important things. And you know, there's been a lot of debate on the use of IVF and surrogacy, things like that. Cookie says, Rusty's rocking his 4 inches. All right. Cookie loving the inches. I've got a good 9 going on, I think. Anyway. So when doctors play around with DNA, you know, be more upset by this. Be more upset by this. Babies that were made using 3 people's DNA are born free of hereditary disease. This is from the UK on BBC News here. 8 babies have been born in the UK using genetic material from 3 people to prevent devastating and often fatal conditions, doctors say. The method, pioneered by UK scientists, combines the egg and sperm from a mom and a dad with a second egg from a donor woman. The technique's been legal here for a decade, but we now have the first proof it's leading to children born free of incurable mitochondrial disease. These conditions are normally passed from mother to child, starving the body of energy. This can cause severe disability, and some babies die within days of being born. Couples know they are at risk if previous children, family members, or the mother have been affected. Children born through the 3-person technique inherit most of their DNA from their parents, but they also get a tiny amount, about 0.1%, from the second woman. This is a change that passed down the dinner generations. Hey, we got Cindy. Cheers and welcome. Good seeing you. Good seeing you. Thank you for stopping by over there on Rumble. Let's give you some Legend of Zelda. All right. None of the families who've been through the process are speaking publicly to protect their privacy, but have issued anonymous statements through the Newcastle Fertility Center where the procedures took place. After years of uncertainty, this treatment gave us hope, and then it gave us our baby, said the mother of a baby girl. We look at them now, full of life and possibility, and we're overwhelmed with gratitude. And then the mother of a boy added, thanks to this incredible advancement and the support we received, our family is complete. The emotional burden of mitochondrial disease has been lifted, and its place is home, hope, joy, and deep gratitude. Mitochondria are tiny structures inside the cells. They are the reason we breathe, as they use oxygen to convert food into the energy our bodies use as fuel. Defective mitochondria can leave the body with insufficient energy to keep the heart beating, as well as causing brain damage, seizures, blindness, muscle weakness, and organ failure. About 1 in 5,000 babies are born with mitochondrial disease. The team in Newcastle anticipate there's a demand for 20 to 30 babies born through the 3-person method each year. Some parents have faced the agony of having multiple children die from these diseases. Mitochondria are passed down only from mother to child, so this fertility technique uses both parents and a woman who donates her healthy mitochondria. The science was developed more than a decade ago at Newcastle University and the Newcastle upon Tynes Hospital Foundation Trust, and a specialist service opened within the NHS in 2017. And then, okay, so here you go. You got the parent's embryo, unhealthy mitochondria, donor embryo. So, okay, so literally you're just donating hypochondria. Oh, no, you're donating the cell. Yeah. The egg cell. Eggs from both the mother and the donor are fertilized in the lab with dad's sperm. Oh. Oh, okay. Embryos develop until the DNA from the sperm and egg form a pair of structures called the pronuclei. These contain the blueprints for building the human body, such as hair color and height. So look, we do have a few Christians in the chat, right? Like, where is the Bible on this thing here? Because this tells me that we have 2 fertilized eggs here, and you're basically yeeting one to get one healthy. You're combining 2 fertilized eggs to get one. That's what it smells like to me. Now, I could be wrong about that. You got a fertilized egg here, and you're just swapping out the growing cells on the inside. Pronuclei are removed from both embryos, and the parent's DNA is put inside the embryo with healthy mitochondria. The resulting child is genetically related to the parents, but should be free from mitochondrial disease. A pair of reports in the New England Journal of Medicine showed 22 families have gone through the process of Newcastle Fertility Center. It led to 4 boys and 4 girls, including a pair of twins and 1 ongoing pregnancy. All the babies were born free of mitochondrial disease and met their expected developmental milestones. There wasn't a case of epilepsy, which cleared up by itself, and 1 child has an abnormal heart rhythm, which is being successfully treated. These are not, though, to be connected to defective mitochondria. It is known whether this is part of the known. It is not known whether this is part of the known risks of IVF, something specific to the method, or something that has been detected only because of the health of all babies born through this technique is monitored intensely. Another key question hanging over the approach has been whether defective mitochondria would be transferred into healthy embryo, what the consequences could be. Results show that in 5 cases, the diseased mitochondria were undetectable, and in the other 3, between 5% to 20% of mitochondria were defective in blood and urine samples. This is below the 80% level thought to cause disease. It would take further work to understand why this occurred and if it can be prevented. Cool Frog says, what the hell is this about again? Well, you have babies being born from 3 people's DNA. You have 2 eggs and 1 father's sperm, and they're swapping out the nucleuses because the quote birth mother has defective mitochondria. So that's what they're doing. They're making healthy babies in the lab out of a healthy father's sperm, a mother who has a genetic condition with mitochondria issues, and then a donor egg. Done through IVF here. Professor Mary Herbert says the findings give grounds for optimism. However, research to better understand the limitations of mitochondrial donation technologies will be essential to further improve treatment outcomes. And then here we're going to hear, yeah, okay. I'm not interested in your fucking story. Your anecdotal story. I don't need to know about some family that needs this kind of solution. All right. Now let's go from IVF to surrogacy. You want some surrogacy news? Some surrogacy news. Let's jump over here to ABC News as they have this report here of a family. Now look, there's something very Christian about having a large family, right? Very large family. There's something else to be said about a very large family through surrogacy. So let's
Children, many of them born to surrogate mothers, have been taken from a couple here in California and then placed in protective custody. Investigators are saying they stumbled upon the couple's home while investigating a child abuse case involving a 2-month-old baby that was suffering from a traumatic head injury. ABC News' Alex Stone
I want to know the crime.
The story from our Los Angeles bureau. Things that make you shake your head here, Alex. What more do we know about this case and the children? The number of children here, stunning.
Okay, so hang on. I'm fucking torn. This story has me torn. Like on the one hand, like why are you buying all these babies? Why are you having all these women carry pregnancies and then you take the baby? Like why 21 children? Why are you buying all these babies? On the other hand, like, okay, maybe you just want 21 babies, and sure, you want 21 babies, then, like, if they're your babies and you got them legally, Why the fuck's the government involved in this? Like, on the one hand, I'm like, man, this is a big red flag. On the other hand, it's like, yeah, it's a big red flag, but the government needs probable cause just to come in your home and take your fucking kids. You need more than just, I get an icky feeling from 21 kids in one home that were purchased.
Yeah, and this has a lot of people wanting to know what was going on in that home. Now, not necessarily.
Hey, we got Sangland86 in the chat over on Rumble. Cheers and welcome. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree. Hey.
Okay, we'll get some more Biden later, by the way.
Necessarily illegal to have 21 surrogate children, but police say it's obviously suspicious and they want to know more. The women say that they were told that their babies were going to a family who had one child, could not have a second child, were having fertility problems, and they thought they were going to a small family that it was going to be their second child.
Yeah, if you're lying to the birth mother,
a couple
fuck
with
that.
a 65-year-old father, 38-year-old mother, that they were in the home. They were looking at the child abuse allegation. They went in, found all of these children, and now police and the FBI are trying to figure out, was anything illegal going on in there? Was there child trafficking of some kind? They don't know.
All right. So it's my understanding, Alex, that this couple, they were arrested and released, but now police have issued an arrest warrant for the nanny?
Yeah, they're looking for the nanny right now. The parents of these 21 children, the legal guardians, the legal parents, were arrested and then they were released in the child abuse investigation. This is the nanny right here.
So they were arrested and released. So there was
the one who allegedly actually took part in the child abuse with that young child. Now, most of these children, 17 of them, are under the age of 3. The mothers all the way from Texas to Florida. So it's suspicious. They don't know how far it's going to go, but they want to know, why did they have 21 children? What was going on?
Oh, that's just stunning. So obviously that begs the question here, Alex, is what is next for these kids?
Well, they're in protective custody right now. I talked to law enforcement a little while ago, and they say they've got...
So in California, like, you're just allowed to just buy 21 babies? He said that they'd done nothing wrong.
Got to put the pieces together that, I mean, again, is as odd as it seems. They just having 21 of these children is not illegal. So if they conclude the child abuse investigation and it goes back to the nanny and the parents didn't have any wrongdoing, theoretically, the children could go back to the family unless they can prove under child services there's some reason for them not to go back there, unless something illegal is going on beyond the child abuse, unless there is, as some have worried, some kind of child trafficking or a service. We know they have a surrogacy firm that they run out of that home, but was it only for them that they wanted to have all of these children in this massive home? All of that yet to be determined. Federal agents are looking into it. Local police are looking into it as well, trying to figure out what they had going on. They may just be a family that lied to get more and more children and that they were legally in there.
If you're lying,
other than the child abuse allegations with the nanny, that they were a family that it would not be traditional with that many young children under 3 years old, but it wouldn't necessarily be illegal.
All right, and it sounds like at least one of these surrogate mothers is saying she wants to try to work to get this child back. No idea the legal ramifications there. Alex Stone, thank you very much for being here with us.
Okay.
Police are saying that 21 children, many of them born...
There you have it, ABC News. Thank you. What do y'all think? 21 babies via surrogate. They were running a surrogacy firm and just kept 21 of the babies. And we're telling mothers, oh yeah, we're just trying to have a second baby. Fucking crazy, yo. Like, who can afford 21 children? Especially when, like, most of them are under the age of 3. Insanity. Okay, so let's get into talking about the President of the United States. Not the current one. The one before that. The one we allegedly had. The one that allegedly got voted in 2020. Rusty Rivers says nothing normal ever happens in California. And Cyrene Pickle says very sus. City K says WTF. Yeah. Fun times. Anyway, so the son of President Biden, Hunter Biden. We've covered Hunter Biden frontwards, backwards, and upside down on this channel back in the day. He's back in the news today because his Sanglet says each one costs less than the last. Oh no. Oh no. From the New York Post, Hunter Biden goes scorched earth on the Democrats, gives a blunt reason why the party lost in 2024. Former first son Hunter Biden faulted Democrats' disloyalty to his father for the electoral drubbing they suffered last year in President Trump's return to power. He argued that Democrats squandered their advantages of an incumbency and an incredibly successful administration. Ladies and gentlemen, he's on crack again, isn't he? He's on crack again, isn't he? He's got to be on crack again, isn't he? We lost the last election because we did not remain loyal to the leader of the party, Hunter Biden said on Jamie Harrison's new podcast, according to excerpts. That's my position. We had the advantage of an incumbency, an incredibly successful administration, and the Democratic Party literally melted down, he added in what appears to be his first public interview of the year. Let's see. Okay, so apparently this same podcast is going to have Walz and Harris on it eventually. He says, okay, you know what? We're going to fight amongst ourselves for the next 3 years until there's a nominee. And then with that nominee, we better as hell get behind that nominee, he argued. Hunter Biden also fended off speculation that he held a pronounced role in his father's administration, telling the former boss that he stayed as far away as I possibly could, which, by the way, broke my heart. Sanglet says, you really believe he quit? Oh, Harrison, who is widely seen as a Biden loyalist, later signaled he agreed with the assessment, telling Semaphore that the outcome may have been different if Democrats had the loyalty that Republicans have for Donald Trump. Motherfuckers, you tried to manufacture the loyalty. It never happened. In order to be loyal, you have to have someone that you can be loyal to. Not an auto pin, which we'll get into that in a minute. There are podcasts out there, but I don't like any of the folks on our side that have the relationships I have. Harrison told the outlet about his new podcast. Wait, what? On his way out of the White House, Biden gave his son a pardon. Yeah, okay. Concerns about Biden's mental acuity were revived earlier this year following the release of, the book by Jake Tapper. Okay, enough of this shit. We don't need an entire history lesson, New York Post. Hey, we got Still Not Banned here. Cheers and welcome over there on Rumble. Good seeing you. Good seeing you.
Do not come.
Cheers and welcome. Good having you by. Always a beautiful face in the crowd, even though I can't see your face. All right, let's go to the Oversight Committee's X account. As more Joe Biden news today, Joe Biden advisor Anthony Bernal had taken the hot seat at the Oversight Committee hearing. And let's hear what he had to say on Joe Biden.
Mr. Bernal, did you ever advise President Joe Biden to pardon his son, Hunter Biden?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Wait, what? What? Self-incrimination for saying, hey, yeah, you should pardon your son? That's a self-incriminating statement, one way or another?
Thank you. We're going to go off the record real quick.
Off the record.
Okay, we'll go back.
Now we're back.
Record. Mr. Bernal, was President Joe Biden fit to exercise the duties of the president?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
All right.
Let the record reflect that Mr. Bernal has invoked the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Mr. Bernal, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Mr. Bernal, did any unelected official or family member of President Joe Biden execute the duties of the presidency?
Uh-oh.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Let the record reflect that Mr. Bernal has invoked the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Mr. Bernal, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Mr. Bernal, did President Joe Biden ever instruct you to lie regarding his health at any time, including but not limited in your testimony to Congress today?
On the advice of counsel, I
I'm hearing a
respectfully
broken
decline to
record
answer
here.
the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Let the record reflect that Mr. Bernal has invoked the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Mr. Bernal, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer
Here
will
we go.
incriminate you?
Broken record.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Mr. Bernal, is it your intention to decline to answer all questions put to you today by the committee on the basis of the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination?
I can represent that that is his intention.
Oh, the lawyer interrupts. Oh, my Lord. Okay. Okay. Joe Biden himself has released a statement this week in the New York Times regarding the auto pin scandal. And so here's a tweet from Alex Thompson with a little excerpt from the Biden statement in the New York Times. Yes, Irene Pickles says, yeah, funny how the Dems hate the Constitution until they're in the hot seat. It was written by slave owners. We ain't saying shit. Anyway, so let's look at this little excerpt. Thanks to Alex Thompson over on X. Oh, wait, nope, this one. So here we go. Mr. Biden did not individually approve each name for the categorical pardons that applied to large numbers of people. He and his aides have confirmed. Rather, after extensive discussion of different possible criteria, he signed off on the standards used to determine which convicts would qualify for a sentence reduction. So Biden didn't pardon those people. Now, there are people who have said that it does look like the Hunter Biden pardon is a unique, genuine signature. But this I approve categorical pardons? Is that a presidential power? Like, no, I just direct my staffers to pardon anyone who fits, anyone with blue eyes and shoelaces with an extra bow. Even after Mr. Biden made that decision, one former aide said the Bureau of Prisons kept providing additional information about specific inmates, resulting in small changes to the list. Rather than asking Mr. Biden to keep signing revisions, his staff waited and then ran the final version through AutoPen. So there you have it. The New York Times, flat out admitting that Biden would just, pardon these kind of people. And aides, staffers, and the Bureau of Prisons would be like, well, who can we cram into this? Oh, let's try this. Okay. Do you take it back to the president? No. You run it through the auto pen. Hey, you're free. Go run amongst the law-abiding citizens. Merry Christmas. Because, all this happened between December and January. Merry Christmas. Folks, I really, when Trump said he was going to start overturning some of these pardons, I was like, you can't just undo what another president did. Well, you can if the other president didn't actually fucking do it. But, is Trump actually going to be able to overturn this? Is Congress going to be able to overturn this? Is Congress even going to try to overturn this? Oh, look, my camera's blinking out again. All right, Rumble. Oh, look at that. Rumble just forgot my OBS was there. Okay, there we go. Okay, but enough about the former president. Let's get into the current president because, as you can see, the title of the stream today is stupid. Because we're all just stupid. Lots of people voted for Donald Trump with the understanding that people, or his administration rather, would try to tell the truth to the American people about several scandals that happened in the past, whether it be the assassination of John F. Kennedy or the attempted assassination of Donald Trump himself in Butler, Pennsylvania a year ago, or whether it be the mysterious suicide of Jeffrey Epstein. But folks, Cool Frog's like, we're all fucked. Yeah. Yeah, and I look, Congress is one moment going back to the Biden thing. Congress is looking into this. This idea that Congress will do a fucking thing about the pardons, like they'll talk a big game. But this is the problem with our Republican Congress is they talk a big game, but then when it comes time to actually put legislation to pen, it's what can we give our corporate masters, not the American people. And so that's why, I didn't have faith that we were going to get the Epstein stuff. I didn't have faith. Now, we got some JFK stuff. We got one new piece of paper that has the word Israel somewhere on it. But other than that, nothing of note. But, you kind of hold out hope for Epstein. After all, it was the previous Trump administration that finally got the conviction to put him in jail. Still Not Banned here says, we have a full house and I'm not chatty until now. Sorry, everyone. I was eating a burger. Was it a home-cooked burger or was it like Culver's or Five Guys? Anyway, so let's go to our president telling us how stupid we are.
Mr. President, I know you want to move past all this intrigue over the Epstein files, but I do want to ask you to clarify something you said this morning. You said this was all a hoax. Has your Attorney General told you this was a hoax? What evidence have you seen?
No, it's not the Attorney General. No, I know it's a hoax. It's started by Democrats. It's been run by the Democrats for 4 years. You had Christopher Wray and these characters and Comey before him. And
started by the Democrats. No, it was started by the victims asking the FBI for justice. For 4 years? He's still not banned here. Says Culver's. How'd you know? Everyone fucking loves Culver's. That's how I know. I had fucking Culver's Saturday. Anyway.
It's a bad group. It started, actually, look at the Steele dossier that turned out to be
Look at the Steele dossier.
The 51 agents.
Oh, okay, I got to stop right there. The Steele dossier. Russiagate. This man loves to do the Russia, right? I mean, he does it because he was claiming Hillary Clinton wouldn't shut up about Russia. Well, now he won't shut up about Russia Gate. The same guy who a week ago was like, we're still talking about Epstein, that creep? Like, we're still talking about Russia Gate and Steele? That creep?
Intelligence, so-called intelligence agents. It was a hoax. It's all
A
been a
hoax.
big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats, and some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net, and so they try and do the Democrats' work. The Democrats are good for nothing other than these hoaxes. They're bad for policy. They're bad for picking candidates that can get elected. Like in New York, we have a communist running. He may get elected too, actually, but he'll destroy the city. It's I call it the Epstein hoax. It takes a lot of time and effort. Instead of talking about the great achievements we've had, a great gentleman yesterday, as you know, went on CNBC and he made the statement that Trump may go down as the greatest president of all in the United States. And instead of talking about the things we've achieved, we've had tremendous achievement. They're wasting their time with a guy who obviously had some very serious problems, who died 3-4 years ago.
Wasting time. Okay, so and what I'm hearing, reading between the lines, instead of talking about what we got right, you want to talk about the big thing we got wrong. Yes. Yes, Mr. President. We want to talk about the big thing you got wrong.
I'd rather talk about the success we have with the economy, the best we've ever had, and all of the things we've done, including the Middle East. I mean, you see it.
Oh, great things in the Middle East, eh?
Epstein hoax. And the sad part is it's people that are really...
You mean giving bombs to our allies to drop on Syria? Those kind of great things we're doing in the Middle East?
Doing the Democrats' work. They're stupid people. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so there you have it. We're all stupid. It's all a hoax. Epstein didn't rape anybody. And then, of course, that was a double down from this. Weaklings and past supporters buying into the Epstein hoax. Yeah, hook, line, and sinker. Meanwhile, you go back in time just a little bit. And these are the Republicans, right? These are the Republicans. Now, granted, I'm no fan of the McCain family.
It's like everything, it hides in plain sight. Epstein was hiding in plain sight. We all knew about him. We all knew what he was doing, but we had no one that was legal aspect that would go after him. They were afraid of him for whatever reason. They were afraid of him. All of a sudden, someone
Cindy
said,
McCain, ladies and gentlemen.
We're not afraid of you anymore. And what you're doing is not only wrong, it's illegal. It's all those things. It's like a house of cards now. It's going to start tumbling, believe me. And these guys, if they don't leave the country, number one, they're going to get caught.
It's not a house of cards anymore.
Not only will
it's
they
a fucking
get caught,
full-blown
but they're going
cover-up.
to be made examples of. And that's exactly what we should be doing with these guys, especially. In my opinion, I know there's questions, but Epstein's a chicken shit for doing what he did. He should have faced the music, that one. He should have.
Okay, so she's promoting the he killed himself kind of narrative. Look, the story's not going away, and Trump's just going to keep doubling down. The fix is in, the cover-up's on. At this point, even if we do get some kind of information, it's going to be not believable. I'm black-pilled on it. I cannot trust this administration to release this information. And to be honest, I think that's what Trump's doing here. By saying, Elon Musk tweeted, why not just release the files and say which part of it's a hoax? Well, because that gives the Trump administration the opportunity to spin their own hoax inside. So whatever gets released is going to be spun. It's going to be a fucking Intel screw job. And I was really hopeful. I was really hopeful that with enough pushback, this administration would get it. But I think it's pretty fucking clear now that we're not going to get justice for those victims. And there's likely still an elite pedophile ring in power in our country that will never be uncovered. And, you know, I was initially going to bring up a bunch of stuff about Alan Dershowitz. Dershowitz has had a lot of opinions over the last few days. He's had a lot of things to say about it, both as part of the cover-up and in the pushback. He said he wants the files released to clear his name and other celebrities' names, but yet at the same time, we're being told, no, it's gonna generate suspicion of innocent celebrities and people in power. Bullshit. Excuse me. But Dershowitz also believes that, you know, Epstein didn't actually have clients and that if he had intelligence ties, it would have, quote, helped him get him a better deal. Now, you may not remember, but Epstein did initially get a plea deal, probably the best plea deal in U.S. court history. We're just going to cover up your crimes and all future crimes, and no one can ever press charges on you for these things. But Dershowitz thought he could get him a better deal if he had intelligence ties. How do you get a better deal than that, folks? That's my question. How do you get a better deal than that? So Trump wants us to focus on the good things. Well, as with everything else in the Trump administration nowadays, I'll believe it when I see it. But one good thing Trump announced today, Trump says Coca-Cola has agreed with Trump to use real cane sugar in U.S. drinks. It's just better. I've been speaking to Coca-Cola about using real cane sugar in Coke in the United States, and they have agreed to do so. Trump said on Truth Social, I'd like to thank all those authority at Coca-Cola. This will be a very good move by them. You'll see it's just better. And yeah, of course, the New York Post here says Coca-Cola uses high fructose corn syrup in U.S. production in contrast to cane sugar like Mexico and the UK. I'm not going to, they're talking about Trump's Diet Coke button and some other things. Look, let me just say, I think this is another one of those situations where Trump heard one thing and is shouting to the rooftops. I think he asked for real cane sugar in U.S. Coke, and Coke was like, well, because here's the thing. Yeah, the Coke you're going to buy at the gas station in the plastic bottle, yeah, that's definitely high fructose corn syrup. Definitely high fructose corn syrup. Definitely diabetes you're drinking. But Coke actually does have a domestic production of cane sugar Coca-Cola. It's very small distributed. It's not the Mexican Coke. It's U.S. distributed Coke. I have found it. I have drank it. And so I think Coke's like, yeah, we're gonna have some real cane sugar in the U.S. And I think Trump's touting it as well. You know, we're gonna it's gonna be a whole switch over, right? So again, I'll believe it when I see it. Now I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, hold my feet to the fire. If Coca-Cola actually switches to full cane sugar for their entire production, hold my feet to the fire. I will apologize to Coca-Cola and Donald Trump. But this may be a situation like a few years back. They were for like 2 years they were selling 2 versions of Mountain Dew on store shelves. They had Mountain Dew and Throwback Mountain Dew. For like 2 years straight, you could buy both. And the Throwback had cane sugar in it. What is this? Nothing important. Okay. Let's go back to Congress. We got this interesting exchange between Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy and Jerry Nadler. Saying on the A6, if we stop paying for them to use corn, it costs more. Yeah, see, that's the thing. We subsidize the corn. We don't subsidize real sugar in the United States. We subsidize the corn. So, of course, it's cheaper. And so, yeah, definitely. You're going to have a bottle of Coke go up to like $4 or $5. Anyway, so here's this between Sean Duffy and Jerry Nadler. And this is about the toll roads in New York City when they put the congestion toll over Manhattan. This is an interesting exchange. I ran into it. I thought, hey, I'm going to play this during my show.
As you know, your attempt to revoke the MTA's congestion pricing approval came after the program had already undergone a full NEPA review and was formally cleared by the Federal Highway Administration. Can you identify a single precedent under any Republican or Democratic administration?
Hey, I agree with that, Cool Frog. Look, I actually kind of like the flavor of corn, but yeah, the corn comes from mostly Iowa and Nebraska in the United States is definitely not a food. It has been so broken down and what's the term, inbred to be this high density what do you call it, carbohydrate, that it really isn't food. The nutritional value has practically been bred out of the strain. And yeah, that's why it's got that bright yellowish color. And yeah, it's mostly just genetically, it's become a Frankenstein of itself, and it's not real corn.
For unilaterally rescinding approval of a program like this after it completed the full environmental review process?
So basically what he's saying is, okay, they approved these congestion tolls in New York. The previous administration's transportation department cleared it, gave them the go ahead. They started doing the costly implementation of it. And now the transportation department wants to pull it and say, we don't approve of this.
So the example is that you have never had a cordon pricing situation like this.
Yes, there have been.
Elites,
what do you call the New Jersey Turnpike?
Okay, so he said, so in the United States history, we had to re-review this because in the United States history, you've never had a situation where an entire section of the country had a price tag upon entry. And then Nadler goes, oh yeah. Well, what about the toll road known as the New Jersey Turnpike? And yeah, let's continue.
Jersey Turnpike.
There's a road right next to it. Every road we have, you can take an additional road to access your
lie about New York
destination.
City?
You're lying. Don't call me a liar here.
I'm calling you a liar because you've lied continually.
This is the one area where you have to pay $9 every single day to access Manhattan. That doesn't exist anywhere else.
Every single program where you have tolled highways is under the same
Why don't we
program.
fight for the people who can't afford to pay that pricing? Why shouldn't everyone have access to the city? And if you're going to force people into a subway, make sure it's safe. Very simple.
It's safe. I gave you the statistics.
I gave you the stats.
Shit.
Well, your statistics are wrong.
Your statistics are wrong.
Man.
So there you have it. You got the transportation secretary, trying to just look out for the people of New York. Say, hey, they should be able to get in and out of the city without paying $9. Anyway, we got one more viral video, and then we have our fuck around, find out moment. Then we'll start wrapping up the show. So I ran into this news story or this video here, thanks to Wall Street Apes. And this lady was a teacher and has an opinion on the use of technology in the classroom. I thought she had an interesting opinion. Wanted to share it with you folks. Still not being here says, I thought you were using a sound effect. Artie sound effect. What? Are you talking about when Nadler was banging the gavel? Yeah, no, my gavel sounds a little more like this. Yeah. All right. Okay, so let's get into this what this teacher has to say about children using technology at school. Oh, wrong window. There we go.
You have no idea what's happening in schools. I don't think most parents or even teachers realize how deep this goes. Since 2019, kids have been tracked the moment they log into their school devices. Their emotions, behavior, diagnosis, their race and gender, every click, every search is recorded and handed over to tech companies without your consent. I was a teacher for over 5 years. I resigned mid-year because I could not.
Okay, so there you have it. If your kids are going to school and logging into a device, they're being data mined.
Not in good conscience remain in the system any longer. I have a master's in education, and I'm currently earning my PhD right now, and I'm telling you, this goes deep. Programs like HMH, Amplify, Dreambox, Panorama, Class Dojo, Success Ed, all of this Khan
All of
Academy,
these
they're
apps.
backed by billionaires like Gates, Bezos, Zuckerberg. You can literally Google this info. These are so much more than just educational tools. They are surveillance systems collecting data on your children. Schools sign contracts as your child's parent under a loophole.
Did you hear that? The schools are able to contract with these companies to give them permission to surveil your child, quote unquote, as their parent under a loophole, as, educators. Singlet says, and if the admins are creeps, spied on. Yeah. Which we've had some of those instances. Wasn't there something, man, I thought I remembered a news story from a year or two ago where they said they were accessing the tablets after they'd been brought home. They were remote accessing the tablets and taking pictures of the kids in their homes. Anyway, I'm just going to get angry, folks. I don't want to get angry. I gotta move on with this lady. Let's listen to the rest of her story.
A legal loophole. And tech companies are legally considered school officials.
Okay. So yeah, the school officials are the parents under law, and the tech companies are the school officials under law. Sounds like some things are backwards, huh?
That means they can track and collect everything. This is not education anymore. It is data mining. It is manipulation and exploitation. And I refuse to stay silent. Protect your kids. Ask hard questions. The system is not broken. It was built this way. That's why it's still operating from the same factory model it was originally designed in during the Industrial Revolution. The system is not meant to nurture your children. It is meant to box them in, label them, silence them, and pump out obedient workers.
Oh, wow. Thank you for the reposts, Craig and Cindy. Oh, yes, Sanglant brought to you by Bill Gates. Yep. Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Zuckerberg. The same cast of characters. Your usual suspects, your left-wing billionaires all want to control what your children can do. All right, so let's get to today's fuck around and find out moment. As we have this rotund gentleman who apparently is upset with someone in this car and really wants them to stop their car. Now we've seen a lot of videos with street protests where people are trying to stop cars or people are getting in front of people's cars. I can't wait till this next thing is just legal in all 50 states. So let's get into it.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh! Oh shit! Oh, fuck this shit!
He has now broken 2 of their windows, and now he's trying to break the driver's window. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He got knocked down. Oh! Oh! You bowled a strike. You bowled a strike. Slow Down Band here says tech people are so gross. Yes. And I'm also gross because I use the tech and I eat the nasty food. You just saw me finishing off a bag of Cheez-Its. So yeah, I'm also gross because I buy their products, but you know, we're dumb we're dumb Americans. All right, folks. Well, I mean, I think that's going to bring the show to a close. If you could do me a favor before you run, wait, don't run just yet. Make sure you click that thumb. Click them thumbs up. If you're new here, please hit the follow button or subscribe if you're over on YouTube. Watch a second video if you're new here. If you're... Wait, what was I about to say? Oh, make sure the notification turned on so you know that this Saturday, 6 p.m. Central, same bat time, same bat channel, 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern. Going to be doing this all over again, and we'll be doing the Love Don't Judge as we do every Saturday. So be sure you're tuned in for that. Come on back. Say hi in the chat. Get your chats read. Get a toast. Get a sound effect. Hey, we got Dear Sarge. Hey, cheers and welcome to Dear Sarge. Good seeing you. Sorry to see you right as I'm wrapping up. But thank you for catching the tail end of the show. Let me go ahead and do.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys.
All right, there we go. All right. So yeah, come on back. 6 p.m. Central this Saturday, 7 Eastern, and we'll do this all over again. And then also on Monday on my gaming channel, we do the gaming stream. Going to be trying to finish up the Baldur's Gate. Got about 2-3 more big fights ahead of me. Hey, no problem. Still not banned here. We'll always have this on demand later. And again, cheers to everyone who showed up in the chat. Cheers to everyone who's listening audio only or lurking or catching the on demand later. Cheers to all you folks. And of course, if you are watching on demand later, please leave me a comment down in the comments section. Let me know you were by. And let me know you're bi or you're straight. Sorry, had to make that joke. Always got to make that dad joke. Till next time, folks. Till we meet again. Oh, let me go find somebody to raid. I always get ready to start my spiel, and then I always forget to find somebody to raid. I don't want to do a gaming stream. Don't want to do that person. You know what? Well, no, they're doing a premium only. Shit. We've got Handy News is live, but I feel like that's who I rated last Wednesday. Let's go check the live category. Where do we got? Page 4. Page 5. All right. Should I raid Rudy Giuliani? You think he reads his Rumble chat? Phil Not Band here says you got to eat your dinner. Well, yeah, if it's even done, I'm not sure it's done, but yeah, I will be eating dinner soon. Mm-hmm. Trying to find something a little more political, but yet still grassroots enough to where people are reading their chat. I don't raid people who don't read their chat. Dear Lord. Yeah, I guess I'll raid Handy again. Fuck it. I'm done I'm done surfing. Done surfing. All right, folks. Until next time. Saying that says Steve is live. Doughtley? Who the fuck is Steve Doughtley? I don't know. I can't find it. All right. I'm gonna wrap this up. All right, folks. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Outlast those haters. Don't get any on you. And if you do, rub that shit in real good. Have the nice rest of your hump day, folks. I will see you this weekend. Take care, everybody. Good night. Oh wait, shit. Sanglant just sent me Steve Gosney. Does Gosney read his Rumble? Last time I think I rated him once before and he didn't even see it because he was too busy looking at YouTube or something. All right, I'll send y'all to Gosney. And I'm sorry if he doesn't read your chats, but we'll try to raid Gosney. Folks, take care of yourselves, take care of one another, outlast those haters. Don't get any on you if you rub that shit in real good. See you this weekend, folks. Have a good night.